Hello. Duck baited out comment by Aru posting. Okay, let me start the game. Comet told me to use a completed file, so I think I'm just going to use my main file. I don't even know if the file that I typically use even has a valid save anymore because of Archipelago, but I don't know if Archipelago overwrites your expedition. Wait a minute. If this is capturing, yes, wait, please be capturing the sound. We have to listen to it. Oh my goodness, hang on. For old time's sake. Yes. Dude, it's been a hot minute since I've opened this game. Speaking of Archipelago, next one, I think I gotta play some Outer Wilds. I'm overdue. Is the title screen gonna look different? It's got a subtitle. That's plenty cute. Switch profile, this one. These two can probably bite the dust though, let's be honest. I don't use them. But this is the main file. Oh, I killed the music. Game? Okay. It wasn't accepting controller input after I did that. It's been almost 5 years since the Outer Wilds series? No way. That's crazy. Oh yeah, speaking of Archipelago, I know Comet was saying last night I could wait for package if I wanted to start this, but I think I'll have it by the time I do part 2. But also I was contemplating if I wasn't feeling this tonight, I was thinking of asking him to bunny. So maybe that's on the table too. I've been kind of itching some Reburando, but I gotta play this again too. Anyway, let me stop yapping. Alright. Been a minute, but we're back here. What was my last death that I'm gasping? Okay. Is there gonna be anything, like, super obvious pointing me in the right direction? Slate didn't try to stop me. I assume I just need to go into Bramble and it'll hook me up. Alright, maybe the ship log is what I needed. I did see on the mod, it has like a brief description about it being in Dark Bramble. That's why I know. 2 escape pods seem to have been damaged and never launched. I wonder if any Nomai were left behind. Alright, well, that's sort of cute. Wait, you want me to go to the vessel? Brother, you know how much of a hassle that is? Ugh, fine. At least it's not randomized. Oh, and I have autopilot, dude. I forget all the quality of life I have in this game when all my abilities are taken away. You know, I was getting those the usual weird nerves for quote-unquote doing something new. But I talked myself out of them, remembering that comment also suggested Astral Codec. And that one was pretty snazzy as well. That's a... Yeah, you're a fish. Hold, wait. I like never use the... No. Ah! I like never use the rear snapshot, yeah. When I can just spin the scout around. I like having the other button for quicker retrieval. I'm gonna get eaten by that guy, let's be real. I don't usually like go straight for this one. So I'm gonna be cooked. Rather, I'm gonna be fish food. Although it seems like I know what I'm doing. I've got some drift going that I'm not in love with, that I need to fix, but I'm not sure how I'm gonna fix that. No, I'm not like spinning. Maybe it was just the way I was flying. I wish I had like a rear camera for the ship. I'm always worried that one day I'm gonna spin it to look back and just bump the fish. Alright, I still know how to fly. Is this even where I need to be, though? Well, that certainly looks not normal. Wait, that's part of the vessel? That looks like an escape pod. I've never noticed that. Wait, it is an escape pod. That's just one that didn't launch, like it said. So how do I get into that? Wait, this is not Archipelago. I actually want to stop time while I'm reading stuff. It's probably fine, actually. Oh, it's already set. Okay. Okay. What are you all still doing here? You should be on an escape pod and leaving. We tried, but the pod on the far side of the ship is entirely blocked off. We cannot reach it. Unfortunately, that seems to also be true of the pod on this side. We seem to be stranded. How are you going to escape from this place? The vessel is our only source of oxygen, and we are unable to just fly away from it. Despite the frightful appearance of our environment, we do not seem to be in any immediate danger. That's a harsh group of words. We should regroup on the bridge and come up with a plan from there. Sounds good to me. I'm wondering if that door over there is going to be open. What am I looking for? Let's see. Anything out of the ordinary? That's normal. That's normal. This tree is not ready to talk to me again. This is the bridge, right? I know how a ship works. Am I crazy? Is this the vanilla one? No, this is the vanilla one, right? Yes, that's the normal one. That's the one about the eye. Oh my goodness. There's like a tiny bit of localized gravity here. That should be the last of the circuitry in place. Is the warp core prepared? Is this vanilla? No, these names don't look familiar. Yes, it is, although this seems to be the only functional black hole core left in the vessel. Okay, then go ahead and slot it into place, and we'll see if this somehow works. Wait, how did that work? It should be completely impossible for that to function. Yes, I told you it was worth attempting. That means we can escape. I cannot wait to reunite with the rest of our clan. I had started to worry that we would never see them again. Let us not delay then. There is no telling how long that core will be able to hold the singularity open. Everyone go through. Ship log updated. I still do have suit log installed, but I'm gonna go back to the ship. It's comfier that way. Going for the vanilla vibes. The ship log's also easier to read. I found a Nomai recorder left by a few Nomai whose pod was damaged, and they decided to regroup at the bridge to discuss how to escape Dark Ramble. A recorder on the lower bridge detailed how the Nomai were able to make a black hole that should have allowed them to escape Dark Ramble. I found a strange Nomai device in the lower bridge. The device has a small broken warp core in it. Does it? I did? That's the first I've heard of it. Dude, I've realized the human brain works in mysterious ways. I was watching Matthias yesterday. Was it yesterday? He was playing a Bug's Life, and in a level, the like whole level was spinning except for him. Right? And watching that was just nightmarish. But in this game, like, I'll twist and turn and be mostly fine. I'm not gonna start doing 360s because I don't want to make everyone throw up, but... Oh, what the hell? I didn't even realize that was something I could take. Maybe not in here. In here, it's giving me a little issue to start spinning around. But, like, in space, I'm just... going ham. Warp core does not fit. Well, I figured that much, but what am I supposed to do with it? I think I might know what it wants me to do. Because they specifically mentioned a black hole core. Does it want me to bring one from the high energy lab? I hate the high energy lab. Why did I turn off clock? I was just thinking, do you think I'm early enough in the loop to get to the high energy lab? I don't think so. I don't remember this much of the vessel being open. Alright, let me see if the ship says anything different real quick. And then I guess it's time for a nap. Why am I randomly so congested, dude? Alright, wait. Before I just, you know, end it all with a nap, let me make sure I actually have seen everything. I think I have. I don't think anything would be super hidden, but I want to double check and just make sure. there's not something floating around out here. And I guess while I'm at it, I can pick this up, right? Yes. Just gonna make sure. Of course not fit. Okay, good. Doesn't want the Ash Twin Project core. I didn't think it did, but the moon has been pissed on once again. I'm happy for you. I wish there was an easier way of getting to the vessel and I didn't have to pass the fish each time. Hopefully, after the first, my solar system's sort of normal. After the, first trip, I'll find out where this location actually is, so I don't have to do this song and dance every time. I'm gonna assume the mod makers were nice about that. This is gonna take me like half the loop just to do all this. I'm surprised it said autopilot complete and not undershot target, because I was pretty far away from Ember Twin, TBH. But thankfully, maybe autopilot was smart and realized I was about to get sucker punched by Ash Twin. I don't give autopilot enough credit. But then again, autopilot likes to feed you to the sun. Shh, phone. Cut it out with all that noise. I think I'm gonna nap for 4 minutes. Hopefully that's not too long. I feel like I usually do like 2 and then I go and then I have to stand there for like a minute and a half, if not more. Excuse me, door, you're not making any noise. That's not good. That's probably like extra not good, actually. I definitely... God dang it, dude. I hate this stupid place. Where's the other door, though? Just for future knowledge and all. Is this the one? Stepping Stone Cave. I think I'm, you know, eons too late. I'm so sad. I remember you asking me that the other day. Was this about this? Was this about this? Was that about this? It's about Archipelago, okay. See, but the problem with clipping into hell means you lose your ship. Unless there's some other way to do it. But I know for like the destroy space-time speedruns, they'll like fly directly at it at like Mach speed, and then they'll you know, they'll pop the eject button like as they impact it so that they clip into the thing with the front of the ship. But then that means you can't fly your ship anymore because you just split it in two. I feel like it's not so bad with clock, because I have like a general idea of what time in the loop the sand gets there. I think it's like about 6 or 7 minutes, but I wanted to go for a vanilla experience and not just have a clock on my screen telling me everything I need to know. Granted, I also didn't know that I was going to be visiting this awful place, but oh well. Damn, that would be awesome. I would love to learn that as well. Maybe it's on YouTube or something. Alright, I'll go early this time. Better safe than sorry, I guess. I really didn't think 4 minutes was that long. No, don't fly into Ghost Matter, please. Dora, you're not yourself today. Why are you guys so shy? Why am I... See, now I'm gonna be here way too early. Oh, okay, it's not that bad, actually. Can't even get any music on the radio. What the hell was that? That must have been the moon. Can't jetpack all over these stupid cacti. Was it in like the new channel or like the old thread? The old one? Well, that one's like... it's closed at least, so... it's not like there's a bunch of new messages you'll have to go through. Black hole core. I mean, it's cool with the mods to make more use out of some of the places that didn't really get much use. But also, why hell? It sucks. Certainly it abbreviates to hell for a reason. Be extra careful to not become fish food. I wish you carried some momentum. Like, I'm glad that, you know, if you're kind of losing control and you fly into one of the things, it stabilizes you. But at the same time, it'd be nice if we could get past these guys a little quicker. It's okay. I don't mind. I'm a little afraid to start going, but I'm gonna. I can never tell how big the range is for a anglerfish. My bad. I didn't mean to just, you know, run over a nomai skeleton. It was kind of rude. Oh, that's why there's gravity here, so you can put the things down. Right. Makes sense. It's kind of weird that you can't put stuff down in 0G, but I understand now. Imagine if you had to get the warp core to activate gravity and then go back and get another one. God, that'd be awful. Unfortunately, it appears that our gamble is not quite paying off how we wanted. It would seem that we are still trapped within this strange place. What are we going to do? We have neither the means to return to the vessel nor a source of oxygen. If we do not act quickly, this will almost certainly be our final resting place. If you squint through the fog, there appears to be holes in the walls that surround us. As much as it pains me to say, we need to split up in search of oxygen. I see 6 holes in the walls. We will each select one and attempt to locate a reliable source of oxygen on the other side. Once one is found, return here and wait to lead the others to it. With any luck, this plan will see us all through this endeavor alive. Visibility in this place is far from optimal, so I will leave a signal beacon here to ensure that we can find our way back. If luck is on our side, it may also lead other nomai to our current location. First marker. So you're telling me there's going to be another one somewhere? No? Alright. I don't know if I'm really seeing the holes in the walls, but I guess I'll just follow the brambles. Oh, I see one over here. Yeah, it kind of sucks not having a ship. I'm feeling what those nomai were feeling. Oh, God. Ouchie. Oh, thank goodness. Look upon this tree, friends, and know that it symbolizes all we need to survive in this environment. We are nomai, and we will live so long as we have anything to hold on to. So long as this tree stands, we can survive this place. So long as this tree stands, our time is not yet through. But what do you have to say? Curiously, we all seem to have emerged from the same wooden knot a mere few feet from each other, despite the fact that when we left, we were quite far apart. Suppose that this place does not obey Euclidean laws. What if that wooden sphere is actually the one we found ourselves in, but we were smaller when inside it? What an intriguing idea, Nessia. Suppose that instead these spheres allow travelers to instantaneously teleport between them. Assuming what you said to be true, that might explain how we were able to warp earlier. What if this place interfered with our warp? Could it have done the same to the vessel? Friends, while the curiosities of this place intrigue me as well, I believe we should focus on securing our survival first and foremost. Sinetti is right. As much as we may desire to study our environment, our first priority should be to locate oxygen and somewhere to construct shelter. I believe that I can see a number of small planetoids over there. Could they be a candidate? I also noticed that. I see the objects that Oculus speaks of. There appear to be 5 small planetoids, and I believe I see a tree on one. That settles it then. The tree will provide us oxygen, and we can set up basic shelter on the planetoids themselves. One of them seems noticeably smaller than the others, so we should use it for building materials. Based on what we have seen thus far, it may be worthwhile to establish names for the wooden cavities, not activities. The wooden cavities we find ourselves in. Does anybody have a suggestion for this one? It seems quite spacious. We should keep it simple but descriptive. I believe that the name Briar's Hollow should work well. Okay, so that's the thing they came out of. Came out of one of the seeds. I've always called them seeds because they look like the bramble seeds. There's a bunch of little planetoids. It's like a mini solar system in here. Kind of wish there was a campfire though, because if I take another landing like that, I'm not going to survive. Who's responsible for the campsite at the large planetoid near the center of Briar's Hollow? Oh, bless. It represents an excellent location for us to build more permanent residence, and I'm quite shocked that someone is keeping it to themselves. I'm inclined to believe our friends Nessia and I do not believe that any of our clan would be willing to keep such a secret from the group. Are you certain that the campsite you saw could not have been a natural formation? Wait, okay. I was confused by the wording. I'm absolutely certain there was a small ring of stones with still smoldering firewood inside. Are you saying that there is a campsite in here that none of us made? That would imply there are other sentient beings here besides us. Is it possible that the campsite was made by other members of our clan? Perhaps they followed us through our makeshift warp setup and are stranded here as well. As much as I would hope for your hypothesis to be true, there were no other structures indicative of Nomai presence, and it has long been outside of our culture to construct campfires. Goodness gracious, I can't read. Quite an interesting find, Nessia. We should make our way over there and investigate it once. Do you recall where we can find this planetoid? I was concerned that I would be unable to find it again, so I planted a signal beacon near the strange campsite. And we should go there at once. If there are other sentient creatures here, it is imperative that we determine their level of hostility as soon as possible. I've investigated the surrounding area some, but I have not yet located this large planetoid that you speak of. I have been here putting together shelters. I did not realize there were other bodies out there. I want to finish exploring this one. The way I so easily just kind of launch and start orbiting this thing kind of scares me. If I hit a hill the wrong way, I'm cracking all the bones. Okay, large planetoid near the center. Where's the center? Where am I? Relative to the center. I guess somewhere out that way. Gonna hop to this one. Gonna go planetoid hopping. Alright, well that dream ended quickly. Well, let me fire that out so I can follow that. Although, is that the thing I came in through? It's nowhere near the other planet, so I don't think so. But just like those other Nomai, I don't seem to see any large planetoid. Please don't fly into it. Oh my goodness. Wait, the signal's coming from this? Okay, after leaving the area through the opening we found near Titan's Tears, we seem to have emerged into another large open space. Oculus, can you verify the signals of our friends can be found within the node we just left? Did I miss something? Give me a moment. Yes, I can detect their signals coming from the knot we emerged from, although there is a large amount of interference. Excellent. That indicates that we should be able to return. My apologies for an interruption, Nessia, but I am also detecting their signals in that direction. Interesting. Do you suppose we have arrived back into Briar's Hollow? I suppose so. How exciting. Even seeing the spatial anomaly from when we first arrived, I never would have expected leaving Briar's Hollow may bring us directly back into it. Suppose this node is recursive in some way. Oh, great. That would explain the curious signal I am detecting coming from it. If it truly is recursive, then the signal may simply be the ambience of this chamber, amplified through multiple passings through this node. I propose we inform the others of this immediately. A recursive node/dimension pair is certainly an important scientific discovery. At least Nomai haven't played Archipelago yet. So you're telling me this is just going to take me straight back? Certainly seems that way. Well, this is less than delightful, as I'm quickly running out of fuel. Could go back for oxygen. There's a large planetoid in the center. Is that, like, really not true? I'm going back to this thing. This bites. Center's out this way. This room is massive. It just keeps going. I feel like I didn't even remotely shoot it straight either. I think that seed over there might be in the middle, or whatever they called it. Please don't hit it. I actually wanted to shoot past it. No, I'm gonna land on it. Oh, curses. Wait a minute. Damn it. But where are you? You're way over there somewhere? That's where I came out of when I went into that one over there? God damn it. I hate having to deal with recursive rooms in Archipelago, and now I have to solve a puzzle based on it. Wait. But that doesn't give me a duplicate signal error. But when I shot my scout through it... it came back into this room. I'm gonna give it some time, wait till it lands, and then look around again. No, I didn't want to do that. Although that would help. I feel like I'm not intended to have the suit log here. And thus, you know, learn information before I actually should. had a feeling that was coming. Alright, well, I have some investigating I want to do before I die. Are the holes of these different? No, go in, please. It just takes you back. Wait, but when I shot the scout in... Wait, huh? I just shot the scout into this one and it came back into this room. Eat my scout, dang it. Or did that actually go back into the first room? I'm so confused. Well. It wasn't long for this world anyway. No fuel. Broken bones all over. And quickly drifting away from my only source of oxygen. You're gonna land on that spike, aren't you? God damn it. Game? Oh my goodness, I'm an idiot. Alright, well, at least I learned. I learned what to do next time I come here. Okay, there we go. I didn't even notice those other circles. If they were there when I looked at the other seed the first time. Does this mean I have to go to the high energy lab again? Oh yeah, I almost forgot. You know your ship is outfitted with a warp drive you can use from the ship log? Yeah. Well, it's also able to analyze some warp signatures, so if you happen to come across any strange singularities, you might be able to go where they lead and back using your warp drive. It's also able to pull data from your suit, so it can even let you warp to your ship, or warp your ship to locations that you could previously only access without it. I love you, Slade. You're the best. That also means I'll have my ship there, which will be much, much bigger help. I was able to use a warp core to activate a makeshift warp device. When I went through, my suit was able to record the signature of the black hole so that the interstellar drive of my ship can take me to the other system. Well, less up. Actually, wait, I have to go from here, right? Interstellar mode? What? Is this a thing that's like always here? This is cool. I mean, always here when you have New Horizons. So like if I had other mods installed, I could use this to go there too. I may have used that before and just forgot. But that's a cool little interface. Did you know those rings are a super weapon that's gonna kill us all? Yeah. Oh my god. I can't express how happy I am to have my ship in here, actually. Like, I was gonna rock it spacesuit exploring. Especially if I got a place that let me fuel up. But this is gonna be so nice. I can also more adequately check out these little fellas. But I don't think they have anything of interest on them. I was also thinking when they mentioned a campfire, and that's not a thing Nomai do, if this place was going to be some kind of like time anomaly and they found Feldspar's campfire. Because the Nomai were here a long time before the Harthians like evolved to walking and not living in water. Okay, this. Hello? There we go. Take me to this one that sounds like a quantum shard. I already know you already. I'm losing sight of this one. You. Gravitational anomaly. Is that why it feels weird flying around this thing? Yeah, it's pushing me away. It's pushing me away with some force. It's also probably why I didn't naturally find it when I was flying around by myself. Because it probably pushed me away hard enough that I was never going to run into it. No. View entry. After going through a blank hole in the vessel, I appeared in another part of Dark Bramble. Apparently, the four Nomai teleported to the same part of Dark Bramble that I did. With no apparent landmarks, Nomai decided to split up in search of oxygen. I found a signal broadcasting on the Nomai Trailmaker's frequency. Do you guys want me to read all these rumor stuff out? I might. Anyway, but it's a lot to read. So I might stop eventually. I found a small cluster of planetoids with Nomai structures on them. The Nomai decided to use the planetoids to construct a shelter, as the tree on the largest provided oxygen. There's more to explore here. Well, yeah, I'm working on it. Ooh, excuse me. You alright, dude? Excuse me again. My bad. I found a node. Node. That's the word. Node is a better word than seed. Found a node at the center of Briar's Hollow that leads recursively into itself. I was able to pick up an amplified ambient signal on the natural phenomena frequency. One of the Nomai discovered a campsite on a large planetoid which none of the Nomai constructed. They placed a signal beacon there so that they could easily find it again. Right, I forgot they said that. Man, I am kind of a dummy. Wait, you're just not gonna mention the giant space rock I just found? Okay. I found a planet in Briar's Hollow. It seems to be hollow with reverse gravity that pushes objects away. The planet emits a strange signal on the natural phenomenon frequency. There's not anything else to see here. I can't get in there. Aha, that's what I should have followed. If only I listened to clues at all. Okay, that's the only signal in here. I'm also curious in the other natural phenomena. Gravitational anomaly. It's pushed me so far away. I want to go look at it again. I kind of want to try getting inside, but I feel like if it's pushing me away, it's gonna like crush me on the inside, but I also see something in there, so I'm going in. Oh god. don't do that. That's scary. This planet appears to be the source of the gravitational anomaly. The signal has been detected in every direction since we entered, and, well, there is also the obviously abnormal behavior of the planet. It may be worthwhile to investigate whether or not this gravitational anomaly may be utilized elsewhere. Suppose it is inherent to the crystal composing the ground. Hypothesis: if this property is inherent to the material, it may allow us to create constructions in zero-gravity environments. I'm thankful that you noticed this place. It will be an excellent environment to set up more permanent settlement. In particular, this giant crystal should provide remarkably flat ground for construction. Remember, our ultimate goal is to escape from here, not to establish permanent residence. Well, it can't hurt to have a little base. Nessia, you said you had something to discuss with me. Yes, it is a matter of utmost importance, and I thought it best to bring it up to you before the others. Is this regarding your discussion with Karenia? I must confess that your change in demeanor after that conversation has piqued my curiosity. Nessia, are you crying? I'm sorry, Isola. My grief is overwhelming me. I knew that our new friends possess strange abilities, so I decided to speak with one regarding the rest of our clan, to try and determine their fate, and... The third escape pod did not escape the bramble. Apparently the pod became ensnared in the vines and stranded away from the vessel. Our friends, they... What are you saying, Nessia? They perished. They had no source of oxygen, and all asphyxiated. Din is dead, Escall is dead, even... I should, pace my reading. And you're certain of this? Karenia couldn't have made some sort of mistake? No, she was... Why am I being... No, she was quite certain. She believed that the other two pods escaped to relative safety, but she was certain that the bramble had claimed the third pod. I will leave a note at the language lab to notify Sinetti and Ocalis that we need to meet. I do not wish to ruin their good mood so shortly after Sinetti's translation, but they deserve to know. Nessia, I know that you and Sekka were partners. While we are all deeply affected by the loss of our friends, I know that you must be especially hurt by this news. Be gentle with yourself, okay? Thank you, Isola. I will ensure I take the proper time to mourn. I'm in that house already. Need to be very careful traversing this thing. High Shrine, classic. How do you suppose the signal from the eye could be older than the universe? Perhaps it is by some mechanism entirely outside of our understanding. Maybe it will open some entirely new avenues of research to us. Grim as it may be, it is possible that some equipment malfunction made it appear older than it truly was. Or perhaps the signal was doctored in some way? I find it very unlikely that Escall would have warped our clan so quickly if an equipment error was a possibility. If the signal was instead doctored, then perhaps we were lucky to have been ensnared by the bramble. Perhaps the eye originates from somewhere outside of our universe. It almost seems necessary for this to be the case, given how hot and dense the early universe is theorized to have been. This may be a possibility. I do not wish to become overexcited, but suppose it is some manner of spacecraft constructed by entities from another universe. Here's what we currently know of the Eye of the Universe. Some time ago, our clan detected a signal older than the universe. Escall immediately had our clan warped to the approximate location of the eye, but something went wrong. Rather than arriving at the eye, we arrived in the bramble, which quickly ensnared and compromised our vessel. Hi, Rye. While escape pods 1, 2, and 3 were able to launch, our pods were compromised, stranding us. We attempted to construct a makeshift warp device, but it only served to send us deeper into the bramble, where we have been trapped ever since. While we are continuing our search for a means of escape, this set of circumstances has rendered us currently unable to reunite with our clan and continue the search for the eye. Unfortunately, we have become unable to detect the signal previously encountered, likely due to our compromising position. What do you all suppose the Eye of the Universe is meant to accomplish? Why did it call out to our clan? Suppose the eye has no purpose at all. It may simply be a natural phenomenon that happens to emit a signal. Perhaps, but the sudden arrival of the signal is rather odd, and Felix seemed to think the signal was significant. Additionally, I struggle to imagine how a purposeless natural phenomenon would be older in the universe. I need to take a drink. It is cute that they mention it being a sudden arrival, since we learned, in the DLC that whatever they're called cut off the signal and only opened it briefly, or the prisoner only opened it briefly. Suppose the eye is a construct left by some highly advanced species. It would explain the sudden arrival of the signal, as it may have some conditions that must be met before it will begin its call. Hypothesis: it may be a craft used to travel between universes. If a species used it to come here from an older universe, that might explain its apparent age. The signal near Magma's recursion, unfortunately, sheds little light on this. Suppose the eye does not wish to inform us of its purpose. How unsettling. I vote we explore other possibilities first, as the idea that the eye may purposely be withholding information is frightening. Oh. I want to make sure I don't go careening off this thing into a wall. With our friend's language translated, we can begin assembling a better understanding of their physiology. I have erected this text wall to serve as a location for recording our findings. Friend? What friend? Essia Zola and myself had the pleasure of attending an alien concert recently. We posited that they may have different vocal organs than us, allowing them to produce the otherworldly sounds we observed. From what I have gathered, they have inhabited the deep bramble in all of their stories, so it is very likely that they developed enhanced vocal organs as an adaptation to the environment. Our friends seem to navigate entirely through echolocation, emitting a high-pitched tone that they use to measure their distance to solid objects in their environment. Notably, this tone is also outside of the hearing range of all but the youngest anglerfish, as we learned when Didylum became trapped on the far side of the nursery, unable to return without his tone alerting the juvenile fish in that area. These aliens possess many adaptations that make them well suited towards the environment of the deep bramble. Most noteworthy is their sensitive hearing and the thin webs between their fingers and toes. Sounds like a Hearthian, but I don't remember us having echolocation. Especially impressive, their hearing even allows them to read by detecting the differences in sound reflecting off different textures. This seems to be why they write with such a thick, soft substance, and how they can read the chalky lines written by ourselves. It seems that this hearing is even sensitive enough to detect certain biological signals. Amilax? Seems to use my pulse to determine when I am tense or nervous. This may have helped them avoid predators in the past, such as the anglerfish. It should be noted that certain traits suggest they may originate from somewhere with more light, such as their shallow, likely vestigial eye sockets. Suppose they were not originally from the deep bramble. All these big words. Heckin' no my. That's not. I don't want to imagine that. While Nessie heads to the study of our new friend's physiology, I would like to take the opportunity to share aspects of their culture that I learned of during my translation of their language. Rather than engaging in scientific pursuits, they seem to exercise certain influences over the bramble. This includes influencing the growth of the vines, as demonstrated by those holding together shattered hearth, and even some level of communication with the plant. Hypothesis: if they are able to communicate with the vines, that they may be able to inform us what became of the launched escape pods. Resuming our studies, they seem to gain most of their nutrition from anglerfish eggs, domesticating and breeding the fish to do so. Excuse me. Interesting. Excuse me again. I wonder how they began this practice. I can't imagine that anglerfish eggs would have been terribly easy for their ancestors to procure. Agreed. Even now, they continue to keep lights on their homes to ward off any wandering fish. I believe I do actually have the answer to this question, as an old story may explain it. The story is too long to transcribe here, but I had previously recorded it on Magma's Recursion, which I have not found yet. I have observed that our friends seem rather stagnant. They seem uninterested in exploring beyond their immediate vicinity and appear to have entirely accepted their current situation. I would agree, Nissia. We have also observed how this can be destructive, as they were unwilling to take the necessary risks to retrieve Didylum when he became stranded at the venomous reject, unable to cross the nursery. Fortunately, that event seems to have changed their outlook considerably, as well as inspiring them to put more trust in us than they did previously. Okay, I think there's two other sides of this I haven't looked at. Or maybe not? Was I in this side already? No. So I went up the side my ship's next to. Well, that's not helpful. There's also more structures on the walls. Okay, the music cut. Just changing song. I know I've been doing a lot of reading. The time pauses during this, but I was a little worried it was about to hit me with end times as the sun was going boom. Azola, you told us to meet you here. You said there was news to discuss. All right, the sad music. Everything makes sense. Yes, Sinetti Ocalis. It seems that her friends on the third escape pod have perished. What? Are you certain? I don't understand how we could have learned this given our current situation. I spoke with Karenia, who was able to commune with the bramble. In doing that, she learned the third pod became ensnared in the vines, causing its passengers to suffocate. I cannot believe. I understand tensions are elevated in light of these events. I would suggest we take a moment to mourn, after which we will construct a memorial in their memory. This is a graveyard. I see. Escal, I'm sorry, but I feel my leadership fails to reach the standard of your memory. Regardless of what I attempt, I'm unable to maintain morale among our small crew, and this depressive miasma seems to be claiming me as well. I'm trying to utilize the leadership skills you gifted me, but they are proving ineffective. I can only hope I make a breakthrough soon. I'm clueless it just says that. I'm clueless as to how to locate and escape that the native people have been unable to find for thousands of years. Is that grammatically correct? Because that sounds weird. I'm clueless as to how to motivate them in the face of such insurmountable odds. It's written there twice, so it's not a mistake. As to how to... I mean, that sounds correct. It just sounds so weird. Din, protector of all, we remember your analytic nature and your dedication to the well-being of all in the clan. We carry your memory with us. The third pod, protector of its charges, we know you did everything you could to save them, and we thank you for your efforts. We'll carry your memory with us. A grave for the pod seems a little funny. All those who we did not know personally, you are no mine, and so it is certain that you are inquisitive and curious, undeserving of the fate that befell you. We carry your memory with us. Sekka, beloved of Nessia, we remember your companionship and mirth, and your ability to brighten any room you are in. We carry your memory with us. What does mirth mean? I cannot believe I will never see you again, Sekka. The future seems unknown and dark without your light to guide us through it. I do not know how to go on without you at my side. Escal, leader of our clan, we remember your bravery and daring, and how you led our people to many great discoveries. We carry your memory with us. Wait, you. I need more water. Do you suppose our friends on the first and second pod survived? Carnia was able to ascertain what became of the rest of our clan, which indicates they at least escaped the bramble. Do you suppose they may be able to locate us? Our makeshift warp setup should still be intact. Perhaps they will find us. Zanetti, anybody who may have survived the crash has certainly made the reasonable assumption that we all perished as well. As such, they will certainly be unwilling to return to the bramble. We are on our own. Don't lose hope, friend. They are our clan. We cannot so completely assume they would abandon us entirely. Stop it, Azula. We have been in the deep bramble for months now. At this point, the rest of our clan has certainly concluded that if we had survived, we would have found a way out of the bramble. Nobody's coming for us, and the idea that we can locate an exit the others have neglected for thousands of years is completely nonsensical. Yes, yeah. I apologize for mentioning this topic. Friends, I have spectacular news. Emilax has informed me that there is a mysterious signal reverberating through the area surrounding Magma's recursion, which arrived shortly before we did. I am certain it must be the signal from the eye. With how our luck has been lately, Ocalis, I have some trouble believing that. I cannot read. Ocalis, consider what you are saying for a moment. It seems highly implausible that the eye signal penetrated into the deep bramble and then became trapped in a particular area. How could that even occur? I know that it seems implausible, but so does a signal older from the universe. Got a point. It is what our clan risked everything to find in the first place. We would be disrespecting their sacrifice if we sit idle with a mysterious signal, while a mysterious signal is well within our grasp. Please look at yourselves. We are Nomai. We are meant to make discoveries, but we have been entirely idle for entirely too long. My God, we need this. You're correct, Ocalis. As wounded as we may be, stagnating here will do us no good. Our friends would not have wanted us to stay here forever, refusing to move on. Fair points, both of you. Alright, we will investigate this mysterious signal, but only if we unanimously agree to do so. Understood? Understood. Naturally, I agree we should investigate. It will certainly be a risk, but I agree we should at least perform a cursory investigation. Ugh. I'm out of breath. Can I... Thank you. Fly the ship over here so that it's close. Okay. Also, the ship log updated. There's probably a ton to read here, which I might save myself a little bit and not read them all aloud. Dear Lord. laser switches. Since when have the Nomai ever made physical levers and not things you look at? I have not yet had the chance to visit the gravity core at the center of the crystal. Would anybody be willing to remind me what sequence the levers need to be turned on to reach the center? Same, brother, same. 6 levers? It wouldn't be impossible to brute force. Hello? Anybody else see that worm? While Sinetti and Ocalis are constructing a lab to study the alien's language, I propose that we construct another lab here to investigate the crystal that floats above our heads. I can help you with this, Nessia. I am quite excited to see what secrets the crystal holds. Suppose it has something to do with the gravity of this planet. It may. The material we have sampled from Graviton's Folly exhibits only light gravitational properties. It may be possible the crystal strengthens them somehow. What happened after you left last night? When did you leave? What character was I playing? I imagine this knowledge would be quite useful to future attempts to use this material. I know Sinetti is having to refine large quantities to create the attractive force desired. Dude, where's the lab to understand their language? Can I, like, download that on my translator? This is a bit, is it? Okay. I have a troubling update, friends. It seems the main entrance to the venomous reject has been killed off by the toxin in that area. To make matters worse, this has stranded Didylum. Is there not another way through... Is there another way there through the tube-like area referred to as the nursery? He should be able to simply drift through to return, correct? Unfortunately, the nutrient-rich fog of the nursery is quite thick, swiftly halting any movement that isn't supported by a constant force. Right, I remember our friends cautioning us to be careful in there, as it would be easy for our thrusters to alert the fish. Okay, I see. It's a way to not just drift through. I've spoken to his people about possible rescue methods, but they seem convinced all attempts would either fail or result in many deaths. When I spoke to them, they were already preparing for a period of mourning. Friends, if our friends do not believe it possible to save Didylum, then it is up to us to do so. We cannot simply allow him to perish without attempting rescue, especially after how his people pulled us from the heat of Magma's recursion. Since our studies in this lab have already concluded, we can use the extra space to discuss various rescue methods. I agree, Didylum came for us in our time of need. We must be willing to do the same for him. We will not rest until Didylum is returned home. It pains me to think how the inability to rescue their friend must be hurting them. I struggle to understand how they could have given up hope so quickly. As Ola and I made a notable discovery when we ventured into the crystal suspended above our heads, it seems to contain a small, delicate core that emanates a strange energy. Interesting. Do you have a hypothesis as to what this core may be? We aren't certain yet, but we've noted that the energy emitted by the core is similar to that which comes from the internal surface of the planet. Interesting. Suppose that this core is what allows the strong gravitational anomaly of this planet. That's our current hypothesis. Unfortunately, we will be unable to test this hypothesis, as that would likely involve damaging the delicate crystalline structure of the core. Doing this may prove our hypothesis correct, but it would also be likely to irreversibly destabilize the gravity of the planet. More specifically, the core's energy seems able to combine with the surface energy in a way that enhances it. Forgive me if the answer is obvious, but what is preventing Didylum from simply crossing back through the nursery? I cannot imagine his swimming would generate enough noise to alert the fish. While this would ordinarily be true, the fish in the nursery are young enough to hear the high-pitched tones he uses for echolocation. Can you stop making noise, phone? Perhaps he could cross the nursery anyways? It seems that it would be possible if he simply didn't use his echolocation. Even if he were to attempt that, the viscosity of the fog would require him to constantly swim forward. When combined with an inability to observe his surroundings, an accidental noisy collision becomes all but assured. Consider the fear that would come for us from navigating the nursery blind. Under those circumstances, I know that I may not be able to keep my eyes closed. We cannot expect Didylium wouldn't attempt to echolocate, even if involuntarily. I see, so as soon as he attempted to get his bearings, they would be alerted to an attack. I want to read this. From what I understand, the smaller size of the juvenile fish renders them slower than the adults. Would he be able to simply rush past them? Oh my god, there's gotta be a way to get on the wall. Can I stand on this? No. I'm sure I'm just not meant to read that yet. Until I find some sort of, maybe like, portable crystal. Like you, can I take you? Let's see what the ship log has to say. Okay. There is a note about not being able to read it, which is what I thought came up when I tried to. Map mode is helpful. Okay, I'll give it a look in a second. Interesting. Excuse me. Alright, well I can start flipping switches if I want, but I assume the idea is to not brute force that. Can I even... Okay, I have the jetpack power to get up here. Do these read top to bottom or bottom to top? Gravitational disturbance detected at core. Gravitational level stable. Doesn't seem to matter in that case. I'm just not meant to read those. I am curious. What does one lever do? Okay, I won't screw with it. I don't want to sit here flipping switches all day. Oh my goodness, what am I stuck on? Hello? Eddie, can I ask how the construction of your translation lab is coming along? Progress is slow but steady. I must confess the small size of the entrance is making it quite difficult to transport the necessary material. The distance that the material must be hauled is also impeding my progress. The journey from this quarry to the construction site is not a short one. Have you not been using the larger entrance? There is a larger entrance? Yes, there's a much larger entrance. It would make transporting your material much easier. especially since it is relatively close to Graviton's Folly. I'll be sure to start using that entrance then. Thank you for the information. I'll make one more trip along the usual path and leave a short-lived beacon at the construction site to make it easier to find the larger entrance you speak of. I imagine that the locals will also be much happier without us hauling all of our material through their home. See anything nearby. I guess they did say short-lived beacon, but you know, a man could have hoped that short-lived was a few thousand years. Temporary beacon. Why temporary? Think of the people who will come after you and want to follow in your footsteps. No, they keep going away when I'm looking at them. How the hell are you taking material from here and hauling it somewhere else? That's not here. Wait, hang on. I want to get a better look. I'm trying to see what small entrance and big entrance is. It just must not be here. It must be somewhere else. Let me see. But I imagine this would be part of this place. Maybe it's not. In normal rumor mode isn't exactly constructed the best. I mean, it's pretty good, but like, it does stem off to things that are like relevant to a location they're not in. So that's probably what's happening here. And I can't do anything about those yet. Oh. As with the base game, hit a roadblock, go somewhere else. Getting owned by this gravity rock. Are those the only two signals in here? Okay, the way they keep going in and out is making me think that there's more than just them. Ship, where are you going? Go. treat my ship right. Okay, maybe I should explore with the ship. Boy. A lot to read down here. White fire? Yeah, always treat your ship right. Here we are, friends, the campsite I'd mentioned previously. There are still a few embers among the logs. It seems likely someone was here fairly recently. Perhaps we will be able to meet them if we remain here long enough. If they were here before, they are likely to return. As curious as I am about who constructed this site, this may not be wise. We have no idea whether or not the inhabitants of this place are friendly. I believe we should avoid constructing large structures here for the same reason. Even if those people are friendly, they may not take kindly to us treating this body as our own. Amazing, this body is almost entirely covered in grass and trees. How do you suppose it manages to sustain life in a place like this? We may need to erect a small lab to study the origins of the soil and plant life to properly understand this. Feel free to set up that lab, but remember not to build anything large. We don't want to be too obstructive to whoever set up this campsite. Oh my goodness, I was hiding behind one of the trees on the upper ring and observed one of the campsite occupants return. Did they see you as well? If they did, then how did they react? They did not notice me at first. However, when I moved out from behind the tree to try and make contact, they turned toward me before fleeing. Notably, they appeared to swim through the air using the webbing on their hands and feet. Ah, they're from New Orleans. Very interesting, especially given your note that they did not appear to have eyes. Did they seem to have any obvious reason for returning? Actually, they appeared to be looking for something. I believe that they found it just before I showed myself, but dropped it as they left. It appears to be some sort of painted tablet. Perhaps I should attempt to return it to them? Well, we had previously decided it was best to not initiate contact. The fact that they did not attack you seems to indicate they are not hostile. Because of this, it may be best for you to return the item. Absolutely. With any luck, I'll be able to get close enough to them to get a better idea of their appearance. Ocalis, you were explicitly instructed not to attempt to interact with them. What if they attacked you? I know, but I was simply too curious to not try and see the other species. We are Nomai after all. Really, what do they look like? Do they seem friendly? Worry not, friend, they did not seem to be hostile. I was fairly far away, so I did not have an ideal view on them. However, I was able to tell they have large ear-like frills on both sides of their head, a large tail, as well as webbed hands and feet. To top it all off, they seem to have no eyes. They're like a branched-off version of Parthians from an early part in development. Can I read this, please? Thank you. How strange. How do you suppose they navigate without vision? I'm uncertain, but they seem to notice me. They did seem to notice me when I stepped out from behind the tree. Perhaps they possess some form of echolocation. Friends, I am pleased to announce that I was successful in my attempt to make contact with the stranger. How'd it go? Were you able to get a closer look at them? Were they appreciative of your attempt to return their item? No. It went well, yes, and maybe. I avoided hiding this time, and upon returning to the campsite, they slowly approached me, apparently having noticed that I was holding their tablet. I held it out for them to take, and upon grabbing it, they promptly turned around and left. It appears that they may still be somewhat scared of us if they fled that quickly. As for their appearance, I confirmed what I observed previously. In addition, their teeth seemed to be sharp to a point. Their body was covered in gray skin, and they did have small recesses in their skull where eyes might normally reside. I'll just hope that we made a good first impression. They may no longer decide to return now that they have their tablet. On my way over here this morning, I felt certain that I saw shapes flitting about in the fog. Has anyone else observed this phenomenon? I have noticed this as well, Sinetti. I believe that our strange neighbors may be keeping an eye on us. I noticed some shapes in the fog when I stepped out of my abode last night as well. I too have noticed this, friend. They seem to be the same species as the person I made contact with recently. They have been quite bold with me. One was stationed directly outside my window this morning, but ran off as soon as I stirred. What should we do? They do not yet appear hostile, but our stalker's behavior is very concerning. I suspect that they will be the ones to make the first move. Remember, stay with one another, and do not behave aggressively. Are they talking about those worms? I haven't seen those worms. One of our new friends actually approached me today. I believe that it... Sorry, a little clump of dust just fell down in front of me. One of our new friends actually approached me today. I believe that it was the same individual that I previously met at this campsite. Oh, did they seem to have any particular reason for doing so? As a matter of fact, they led me to somewhere quite interesting. Do you know of the wooden knot that lies at the center of Briar's Hollow? The one that leads back in through an infinite loop? They took me there. They took me through there, and contrary to what normally happens, we arrived in an enclosed space. How strange. What was the space like? It seemed to be a completely overgrown entrance to Briar's Hollow. They beckoned me through another node, although I did not follow them through for fear of being unable to find my way back. No language. This is our new friend's writing. How exciting. Sinetti, are you able to understand what they have said? Unfortunately, I will need to analyze it more before I can determine what this text says, though I can assure you I'll begin work on my translation as soon as possible. If a member of this other species desires for us to follow them, it may be worthwhile to do so. They have demonstrated they are not hostile and they may know how to escape from this place. I have passed through the knot you speak of, but I have never arrived anywhere that sounds similar to what you describe. It confuses me as well, Nessia. I am unsure of how to access that area again. I have a hypothesis. I have noted that the hole one uses to enter that central knot lines up with where they will re-enter this larger area. If we can locate the exterior of the enclosure that you speak of, we may be able to find the hole that will lead us to it. That's what I was thinking earlier when I was shooting the scout through the one other node. I may as well be wingdings for the time being. Alright, so I need to find that node again. Wait. I forgot they built something here. Did not nearly finish exploring this place. I was ready to run off. During my most recent trip to the iSignal lab on Magma's recursion, I noticed that one of the gravity crystals had fallen from its mount and cracked. Due to the high cost of production for these crystals, it may be worthwhile to develop a means by which they can be repaired. I have brought the crystal here for study. I would help, but I am currently fully occupied working on the Distant Node project. Unfortunately, I suspect this is true for all of us, so it may take some time to develop a means to repair this crystal. I have good news. It seems our friends may have found a way to repair the gravity crystal. If you're interested in learning more, I suggest making your way to the concert hall. I understand. I hope we have time to develop a method of repair soon. However, as I worry, other crystals may also fall. Oh, but this doesn't do anything, right? Excuse me. Curiously, analysis of the soil composition indicates that this body may be composed of the remnants of many others. Do you mean to say that this planetoid is composed of debris from planets that ended up in this place after their destruction? I do. The trees also show characteristics from many cataloged species, which, combined with the unique set of nutrients they draw from the soil, may explain the strange color of the fire in the campsite. Interesting. So this bramble captures planets, or at least planetary fragments, with such frequency that they're able to congeal into completely new bodies. Alright, you're coming with me. They did say that they've repaired this, so maybe it works. Jeez, I've learned a lot. What is Titan's Tears? Is it just this collection of things? I must have just missed something there. Well, obviously I missed something there. Okay, so if I find the concert hall, I can bring the crystal there. I'll check out map mode again in a second to get a decent bearing on the location of things. Yes, I need to go back there at some point. Lover's Rock. This is actually so nice. I'm glad you reminded me of this. This does help me get an idea of where things are spatially. I wanted to put this down in the ship. I'm pretty sure you can set stuff down in here, can't you? No, I'm drunk out of my mind. I'll just hold it, I guess. No harm in doing so. I guess it would have said there was more to explore here, but I'll give it a pass. No reason not to. Oh, it's hard to stay close to it, though. Gravity in here is a little funky. This treehouse is held up with hopes and dreams. Is this the place you wanted to show me, Amalex? Yeah, it's a little place Diddylum and I set up when we were kids. It was our secret hideout whenever things got scary, like when the adults would feed the anglerfish. It feels meaningful that you would bring me here, so close to where our species first made contact. Hey, I guess so, huh? I'm really grateful you gave me this necklace. I truly am incapable of expressing how much this means to me. I'm glad that you're glad. Ever since I first met you, I've thought that you were really, well, just great all around, I guess. I know the necklace you made me isn't super traditional, but you know what? I love it. I think it symbolizes us really well. Amalex, you're too kind. You know, ever since we became adults, Diddylum kind of stopped coming out here, and, well, this is somewhere that I've shared with you now, so maybe we can make it our secret hideout? If that sounds okay with you. Sorry, I know that's kind of childish, especially for a big scientist like yourself. I don't think it would be childish at all, Amilex, and I'd be thrilled to do so. Was there something you had in mind? Well, I was thinking that we could write our names on the wall. After all, what's a secret hideout without a mark to let any trespassers know who it belongs to? I think that is a wonderful idea, Amilex. I fell. Amilex, and it probably says Alcalis? Yeah. Wait, did I say unable to translate? Darn. I can't just assume it says that, I guess. Besides, I only have 22 minutes per loop. It's not like I'm going to be sitting here decoding the language myself based off of one thing of text. No. Speaking of those 22 minutes. Alright, well, I get a little extra time here since this is in a different system. I don't get eaten by the sun. So I do have time to look around. I'm also just gonna look at this now. Okay, so there's probably somewhere in here I just haven't seen yet. I want to take a look at that next time I come back, and yeah, look there some more too. And I guess look for the concert hall. I'm kind of interested in going through here though. Let's see if that's the... Actually, I don't remember which way I shot the scout. Okay, that's the center. So... Oh, but this place is like a giant sphere. It's not really a circle. Yeah, and the fog's so dense. Map mode is nice for an idea, but at the end of the day... Oh, I'm still gonna get lost in here. Wait, I've got a turbo button. Didn't I go through this hole and just wind up wherever the hell my scout's coming from? Let me see if I can't figure out which hole relative to that thing. Ah, heck. I keep having this small fear when it goes black there that it's just going to pop up with a message saying the game crashed. Wait, one more thing. Here we go again. We did some last-minute adjustments to your navigational equipment and made a pretty nice improvement. If you have your signal scope focused on a signal and press your lock-on button, you can lock on to whatever the signal is coming from. That's assuming you fully identify the signal, of course. That's weirdly good timing for you to bring that up. Thanks. Is that a useful thing to have? Actually, that is a useful thing to have. I was just complaining about the space being kind of confusing to navigate even with map mode, but being able to lock onto a signal will certainly help. Alright, but I could also do with some water, so... You guys are going here while I acquire water. I'm gonna run ads while I be right back. Take a small little break. All this reading is killing me. I'm back. I need to add more quotes to this. Thanks. I've also had an idea for a different BRB screen that's more original, although I guess this is fitting today's stream. And you know, I like the Outer Wilds theming that I have with the layout and this and the end screen. But the start screen is original. And while I could change that, I don't know, I kind of want to incorporate more of my own ideas. You feel me? I'm just gonna leave the cap for this off. I'm gonna be needing water. So another one of those words? What the hell are you talking about? Mods, what is he on about? Original? What's the problem? What appears to be the issue? Thank you for clarifying, Ryan. Everything makes so much sense. Hello, Mickey. Fancy seeing you here. I'm just taking a little bit of a breather. I've done a lot of reading so far. And I had to go get more water. But I think I'm ready to continue. Alright, I have a plan of attack, I think. Can I see the map for... No. I have to be there to see the map. That's fine. That's fine. It's going well. It's been fun so far. It's been interesting. Yes, there's a bit more to see here. And I want to check out the different places here. And apparently there's a concert hall or something around in here, I think, maybe? Or it's in here? But either way. I want to check out Titan's Tears a little bit. I don't understand how I missed something. This planet has like nothing on it. I'm pretty sure I read that text wall. Did I not go in that 2-story house I just saw? You know what? I guess I'll leave my ship as like a waypoint. And also pay attention to the little globe on the side. And check everything out. I think I've looked in this house, but I'll check again. Yeah. You know my sleep in funny spots. Okay, that's wonderful. There must be something on one of these. Love how the worms keep appearing near me while I'm flying, so it just looks like they're whizzing by. Aha. Unfortunately, this body may simply be too small for any effective structure to be built here. It may still have some use. For instance, I believe that this rock may be showing us a possible escape. Wallace may be correct. Looking past this wall, I can just barely make out a place where the wooden enclosure seems to end. If this is true, we should investigate immediately. Escaping Briar's Hollow is our first step towards finding the eye. I would caution against raising your hopes, Wallace. We have already seen that this environment is far from easy to navigate. What other games should you write down? Like, what do you mean? There is an opening over there. Is that not the one I came in from? Oh no. Sure. Let's send it. I'm down for a change of plans. Okay. I assume that's just gonna send me back in here, but you know what? Nothing ventured, nothing gained. Oh yeah. Excuse me? I thought there were other noises in here. They're coming from one of the other holes? Scout, I wish you could go a little faster. That looks like the other planet I was on. Hey, pal. Alright, see you later. Okay, where was that magma noise? I've lost it. it's a hole that's blocked off. I feel like I recall them saying something about that. Brother. Okay. I've lost like all control of my ship, and it also doesn't help that now my starboard thruster bank is damaged. I kind of need you to not be damaged. Alright. I wanted to investigate that a little more. Whatever, I'll investigate with words. Okay, that just seems to be it. Just there's a lump on the wall with no way through. Okay, back to the old plan then. That's beautiful. Oh, I feel like if one of these holes leads to a different place, it won't say error anymore, because there won't be a duplicate signal. Huh? That one updated my ship log, but... Alright, alright. I didn't mean to mark that. Okay, well, I found the right hole. Let's take a look. Oh, this is an enclosed space in... Briar's Hollow, I guess. Wait, is this that lump? Does that mean this is... Oh, would you look at me use my brain? They did say all the faces correspond to where you come out in the main room, so makes sense. But do all these send you to the same place? There's so many more nodes in there. I'm just going in. That sounds scary. Like, I want to go in there and discover it, but I feel like I'm not going to make it out alive. This park appears to be the main social center for these people. I would greatly enjoy deciphering their language. My reading comprehension is getting worse. But as it stands, I have nowhere to do my work nearby. I may have some positive news on that front, friend. The alien we first made contact with, assuming I am correctly interpreting their message, is directing us to set up a lab for just that purpose. If that is true, then I am thrilled to hear it. Where are we being permitted to put this lab? That appears to be the catch. We seem to be intended to construct the lab in the area accessible through the knot currently over our heads, which has no bodies with any significant gravity. Additionally, while I have been assured that it is quite harmless, there does seem to be some manner of beast in the area. The lack of gravity issue, while frustrating, can be tolerated. As for the beast, if it means deciphering the language of these people, then I will be able to power through, regardless of how hideous it may be. Excuse me. Well, appreciate your courage in the pursuit of discoveries, and I believe I may be able to assist with your gravity issue. I have detected a strange signal in Briar's Hollow that seems to be some manner of natural gravitational disturbance. That is quite an interesting find, Nessia. How, now that we are better acquainted with our newfound friends, I propose you and I investigate that signal at once, while Sanity and Okalas begin constructing a translation lab. With the low visibility of this place, I suspect signals such as that will be highly valuable. Okay, wait, what the? That's where the translation lab is, I assume. But I wanna scan it. I'm gonna like hyper ultra super die though. There's no way I'm getting my ship into here. Well, there may be a way. There may be a big enough crack somewhere on this planet. I may not jump in just yet. As interested as I am, let me have some patience. No, I don't think this one's being breached by the ship. There's even something down there. All right. I feel my death is soon to come with this, but like to know I must venture in pursuit of knowledge. Oh, it's just very red. I was worried I was being cooked. I might be when I go in there, but... Alright, friends, the space that lies beyond this node is filled with an extreme heat. If you must enter, be prepared to move quickly. The temperature is sufficient to cook you inside of your suit. We've erected a gravity lift to bring you down to the planet's surface. Find your way into it and you will be brought into an area where the heat is somewhat dissipated. Simply keep watch for it. It is plainly visible as you approach. Is this not a thing to... No, it's just a light. Oh boy, time to die. What in the hell? Excessive heat detected. Yeah, but where am I? I see a gravity lift over there. Yeah, I tried to stop that. I should have tried to land in the gravity lift, but it looked like it was trying to shoot me away, so I was trying to avoid it. Well, that's probably where I meant to land. Probably meant to catch into it. Yeah, it wasn't the heat that got me, but my death was most certainly assured. That's interesting. I'm definitely not complaining about that. Actually, wait. I have it now. Go to where that is, and then go through here. I'm using my brain a little bit. Oh god, oh god. Just a little bit. What do we know so far? There's a group of Nomai that got stranded in here. Slayer went to bed. Good night. They couldn't get off the vessel, so they made like a little makeshift warp and got sent deeper into Dark Bramble. And wound up in that big room I was just in. And then they met a different alien species that stuck here and have been learning their language and communicating with them and, you know, exploring more of the place. And I learned about that there's like a, let me just show you. There's this place that I went to first where there's a bunch of stuff. They did research on it. This place repels you until you go inside of it. And then it still kind of repels you, but you can walk along the inside of it. Because it's like a giant gravity crystal, and they learn to make gravity crystals. And there's more stuff to read there, but I can't access it, because I need a gravity crystal that I can, like, place. And they also learned, whatever other species is in here. Oh. That's nifty. Whatever other species in here can, like, control the bramble, kind of. And they learned that the other people in Escape Pod 3 died inside Dark Bramble. And that kind of crushed all their hearts. Understandably so. Anyway, it's time to get cooked again. For the sake of science. And learning. Ow. I probably simplified a little too much, but I gave you the TLDR. Alright, this time I'm gonna shoot for the gravity lift. Please, I don't want to die. Okay. Our new friends were not exaggerating. This area is quite hot. I will be quite relieved when we set up the portable life support. I will as well. I fear we would not survive long in this heat otherwise. I don't seem to be able to fire my port side thrusters, which is making maneuvering difficult. I seem to have lost vertical thrust. I believe the excessive heat may be interfering with our propulsion systems. I would advise we retreat for the moment. I actually seem to have lost all thrust. I may require assistance to return. Unfortunately, that seems to be the case for all of us. It seems that we are trapped here for the time being. The temperature here is entirely inhospitable. If we are unable to find a way to propel ourselves soon, we aren't going to make it out. Is the heat affecting my vision, or is there movement coming from the entrance? There is. It seems our friends have noticed our plight and have come to retrieve us. Hey, we noticed that you stopped moving. I thought you were going to go to the surface to set up life support. We were, but it appears our propulsion systems failed due to the heat. We told you it was a bad idea to come far in here. Weird signal or not, come on, let's get you out of here. Thank you. Once you get us out of here, we should be entirely able to modify our propulsion system to handle the heat, making a return trip much more successful. Ha, in here I thought you couldn't tell a joke without the science of it getting over my head. By the bramble, you're serious, aren't you? So I guess that one was meant to send you out. That lever probably turns it on. Again, the Nomite tech with the physical levers, it's weird. I don't like it. I'm quite thankful our friends mounted that rescue operation. When my pack lost thrust, I was certain we were to be cooked. I'm very thankful as well. Honestly, we should have considered the possibility of equipment failure under this heat, especially after we saw how it was used to cook anglerfish eggs. It was certainly a miscalculation on my part. I cannot help but wonder how they first started stealing those eggs. The anglerfish hardly seemed like the kind of beast you would want to approach. Actually, one of the language samples I analyzed during my translation is an old story that seeks to explain exactly that. As the story goes, they had found a massive anglerfish keeping watch over a clutch of eggs. The ancient aliens were starving, as they had failed to find food for days, and began devising a plan to steal the eggs. They ultimately decided to distract the mother with a massive rock that was in the vicinity, hoping that slamming it into the nearby wall would lure the mother away long enough to grab a few of the eggs and flee under pursuit. However, when the mother reached the rock, she did not turn around in pursuit of the thieves. Instead, she sank her teeth into the rock and stayed there, drifting with it. This distracted the fish long enough for the aliens to take as many eggs as they wanted. Supposedly, the fish was still latched onto the rock as they left. What an interesting tale. Why do you suppose the mother behaved like that? Are the fish unable to distinguish between organic and inorganic prey? An interesting hypothesis, Nessia. I would love to test it if it were not for the fact our friends would likely not appreciate us feeding rocks to their fish. I sincerely hope that this turns out to be a story of triumph rather than one of starvation. Is everybody alright? Yes, I believe so. I have taken the liberty of deploying portable life support, so this crater should remain cool and oxygen-rich, at least relatively speaking. Excellent. We should begin exploring once we have our bearings. Our top priority should be finding somewhere with shelter from this heat. Our equipment will not survive long enough to analyze the signal of this environment. I believe it is possible to hear the signal without equipment, which would suggest reception will not be an issue. Is it just the same signal all around? Strange, very strange. Although I guess I can just hear it with my ears. The noise that's currently playing does quite sound like the eye. Excessive heat detected. Well, I gotta look around, man. There's so much more to see here. This does do exactly as I thought. Okay, all the other signals are those, like, spiny little nodes, it would seem. The ones you can't enter. probably other structures on there to look at, but it's not easy to move around in there, like the Nomai were saying. It's no joke. But I'm curious what the rest of the platforms have to offer. I might just have to make a suicide trip to see if there's anything else in there. I guess I'll go there next. It would be nice if I could download their language. I didn't see anything else on this planet either. I need to find the park again though. I have found it. So that node is where I want to go, but I'm curious what these are. They have little bramble huts. Excuse me, coming in. Yes, right? Hello, my name is Nessia. It's my understanding that you are the head druid of your people, is that correct? Yes, why do you ask? I was hoping you may be able to give some insight on the circumstances surrounding the rest of our clan. Is that within your capabilities? Maybe. I can commune with the bramble enough to figure out their fates within its walls, but I won't be able to figure out what might have happened outside. I believe that will be sufficient. 3 pods were launched from the vessel. Can you ascertain what happened to them? Let me see. Okay, I have the vines talking about your vessel, and yes, they're saying that objects escaped. They actually seem a little confused. That doesn't happen often. Wait, oh no. I'm so sorry, but it seems like one of the pods didn't make it. I'm hearing talk of a captured object. No. Can you determine which pod it was? Who was aboard? I'm sorry, but it's all jumbled. I can't tell anything specific without knowing something about the people. Sekka, please, please. I need to know if Sekka is unharmed. Hold on, I'll ask. I'm so sorry, but I'm hearing echoes of that name. The bramble only ever learns a name when it claims the person it belongs to. It seems that they were caught without air and asphyxiated. No, please. Are you certain that she perished? There's no mistaking it? I'm sorry, but the vines are very clear. Was she someone that you knew? She was my love. I'm sorry. I can't. Wait, Nessia, where are you going? Hello? There's so many little homes in here. I wonder if they all hold something. Yeah, right, you didn't know? Tannhauser's the cute one. Ship, where are you going? Ship? Ship, please, where are you going? Oh, that killed me! I was just about to grab the controls and try to steer it away, or at least flip it to its legs. I got caught up in the habit of filling up my fuel every time I get back on the ship. The brain will learn the name dumbass. Yeah. Yeah. Wait, no, I'm looking for... Where? Oh, it's here. Wait, no, I locked onto the wrong thing. No. Where's the hot? Do this the old-fashioned way. Hi, Link. Wait, right, what is this games list you were mentioning earlier? I don't remember if it was things you're planning or if things like we wanted to see. Of course I'm going to shoot into every hole but the right one. Hi, Vash. Spreadsheet of future ideas and all playlists. Well, I could suggest things, but you never want to play the things I suggest. Dude, I can't believe I died just a minute ago. This node seems a little small. I don't think I can fit in this one. Almost. Alright, I guess I'm parking you here. You know what? I don't trust you. I'm parking you down here. And I'll just jump. Well, that's a disturbing place for a translation lab. Is this a living fish? Oh, there's tiny fish. Ow! I'm dead. They're eating me alive. Okay. I understand. I can't even slow boost past them. Can I fight them off somehow? I wonder. I have an idea of what to do about them. If they're sensitive to even small sounds, you gotta be kidding. If they're sensitive to even small sounds, then I'm sure I can distract them with my scout. I want hot. No. There we go. I should just stay locked onto it and see if it keeps me locked on when I die. This magic thing called firearms. Yes, I want to shoot the anglerfish. It would bring me much joy for the trauma they've caused me in the past. Okay, where's the little one? The little fella. I could also just drift past them, but they seemed clumped together pretty well. I guess it could be just like a smaller simulation of, like, you know, getting into Bramble to the vessel. But, you know, me instead of my ship, but I'll try the scout. That performance was beautiful. I never expected these people would have such wonderful vocalizations. Suppose that the physiology of their vocal organs are different from ours. I fail to even imagine how one of us might create those sounds. Interesting hypothesis, Nassia. We will have to see what Sinetti can discover once he completes his analysis of the people's language. I know it is for a good reason, but I still struggle to understand how he was willing to miss this performance to continue working. Hopefully he has an opportunity to relax soon. I hope so too, but you know that distracting Sinetti after he begins work on a translation is as simple and painless as a dental extraction. So this is the concert hall. I will come back to this. I'm kind of focused on the other objective at the moment. I at least want to try my current theory before I go somewhere else. I want to see if I can distract those little bastards. Twitch told you it's Glover time? Ryan, no, I'll miss you. Wait, why don't I just fly up there? I will trust my ship this time, because I'm probably not going to make it back. Guys, I have the option to have the on-screen chat have little, like, Twitch or YouTube icons, depending on where the messages come from. Would you like that? Or is the name being white indication enough? Oh, are they going to hear me shoot the scout, or are they going to hear where the scout lands? I don't think I'm going to make it past. I think I got to... No? You don't care about that at all? You don't care about that at all, and I just hella screwed up my own flight. Hold on, let's redo this. because I just messed up my own flight path by shooting a scout. There's a ton of them. I might be able to make it to the door, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to, like, get in and survive. He's guarding the door. I'm gonna... Okay. Now what? Really? You don't want to hear the scout impact, but you want to hear me shooting it? That's not fair. And they're fast. There's no way I'm going to be able to outmaneuver them. I have to learn how to get around them before I can get in there. I am gonna shoot my scout in there and like take pictures as it goes and see if that attracts them, because it should land on the wall next to that other one at least. I didn't go in the right hole, did I? Is this gonna take me back through the seat I just went in, or is this gonna put me in the single room? No, it took me where I wanted to go. Alright, fine. What? I was so far off base. It's this one. Go in. Nothing. Hit the wall right next to him. Doesn't give a damn. Okay, well, until I learn martial arts, I guess I'm not going in there. I've lost the concert. All it's gone. Except this might actually be it. That was, yeah, okay, that was their language. Good news, friends. We have been given approval to take part in the tradition of sharing our culture in this concert hall. Our new neighbors state that so long as we refrain from constructing walls which interfere with the concert hall's acoustics, we are free to write in here. That is good news. I imagine us writing here will also allow for our new friends to leave thoughts of their own. I look forward to seeing the similarities and differences between our cultures. I imagine it will be quite interesting to observe. I hope I do get to read them. During my discussion with Diddlem, I have noted our new friends do not seem to record their history. If anyone who knows more finds this, would they please explain how your people's history is tracked? I've been curious about something. If any of our new neighbors are able to answer, where do you originate from? Do your people originate from the Bramble, or do you have a record from the outside? From outside. All these questions I can't get the answers to. I'm curious how you all manage to deal with the proximity of the anglerfish. I cannot imagine they are ideal neighbors. Dude, I would love to know the answer to this. Emilax, one thing we have noticed, especially given recent events, is how your people seem to be a bit too accepting of circumstances. While this has been changing some, I was curious what brought about this attitude in the first place. Excuse me. It would be a shame if I never get to read any of this. I've heard that a method has been developed to repair gravity crystals and that I should come here to find out more. Does it have something to do with the new bells lining the stage? Okay, that works. And of course, this one's fallen off, which means I probably can't use it to repair crystals. Like, I need to repair the crystal to read more Nomai text. That involves answers on how to get somewhere. But in order to repair the crystals, I probably need to read this to figure out how to do it. And in order to read that, I need to get past the anglerfish, but in order to get past the anglerfish, I gotta read these things. Of course, there's more to explore, and I'm not done yet, but next time I die, I might bring that gravity crystal in here and see if it's as simple as placing it down and ringing the bell. But probably not. Wait, actually. More to explore here. I'll give it another pass, but I don't think there's any other Nomai text in here. I think what's left to discover in here is the text of the natives. Quote unquote natives. And, you know, maybe I'll get a ship along for repairing a crystal. This story mod takes place in the Bramble. So yes. As far as I know, Everything's in deep bramble. Do I still have a time limit? Oh, yes. Not that I've been able to adequately show that, as I've been, as you put it, teaching the bramble my name. These are a bunch of juvenile anglerfish. Oh, this must be the way to the nursery? Or to, whatever it's called. The venomous place. I can fit my ship in here, but I'm gonna get swarmed by tiny fish. Do I care? They're tiny fish. They're not tiny fish. They're big fish. They looked tiny. It said they were juvenile in that other thing. Are they gonna detect me? Because they can hear better frequencies? Are they big enough to eat the ship? Or can I do something about this? I'm gonna die, aren't I? Well, I guess let's see if they detect me. I can't just drift in here because the air's too thick. But this thrust is like nothing. I can't tell if these are like medium-sized or if they're like adults. They certainly don't hear me, so I'm not willing to find out. But having to do this every time, I hope I can achieve all I need at this stop in one loop. I have to push forward on the sticks so lightly to maintain just this 1 pip of thrust. If I push any more, I'm gonna alert them. Now you see, the silent running mode item in Archipelago just allows me to do this. It doesn't let me just fly past them at full speed. It just restores vanilla functionality to your ship. Because without it, even just drifting by, they'll come after you. I think I'm far enough away to increase thrust. Man, even at like max thrust, I can barely move in here. This place is certainly disturbing. What? Is that water? It just looks green because it's inside here? Seems like it. Wait, if it's water, then what the hell am I trying to go swimming for? I can take my ship in there. Well, there's not really anything in there. I'm certain one of these pools is gonna have something, right? I don't see anything in any of them. should go on foot. Or maybe I've found out just exactly what I was looking for. Yeah, sure, I'll land on the roof. Actually using the landing cam for once? Shocker. Let's start from the door. Makes no sense. Jeez. Gravity on this thing's a little wonky. I cannot help but feel unnerved by this place. Even given the nature of the bramble, I cannot help but feel this place is unnatural. I also have that feeling of Carlos. Something here feels definitely different from the other locations in this plant. That may actually be fairly accurate. My analysis of that fluid seems to indicate it is a potent toxin capable of even killing sections of the bramble. I'm glad I didn't just jump into it myself. Why would a node capable of producing such a toxin even develop? It may simply be a random mutation. Still, if such a mutation can create a node that is toxic to the rest of the plant, who knows what other mutations could exist? Based on our observations and the stories of the Dree, the nature of the bramble is not like other plants. Where other plants spread seeds to propagate offspring, our thorny friend spreads seeds to propagate itself. This node, however, seems to exist in direct contradiction to that. In short, this node is another bramble. This is visible not just in its continued production of the toxin, but also in how the rest of the bramble is starving it. The implications of this are unclear, but we should certainly study this plant. Genetic testing has confirmed my previous suspicion. This node, unlike other nodes, is a distinctly different plant from the bramble. The only thing that remains unclear is how this could have occurred. Perhaps this node did not originate from the bramble at all. It is possible that a similar plant could have inserted a seed into this one. This is possible, but quite alarming. I struggle to imagine the sort of spatial anomalies that multiple plants like the bramble could cause. Perhaps Karenia could shed light on its origin. She is the head druid of the Dree, so she may be capable of communicating with this node as well. I've tried to bring her here, but anytime she approaches this chamber, she recoils and refuses to go nearer. On our first attempt, I encouraged her to try and approach more, and after attempting to satisfy my request, she vomited, began spasming, and I was forced to drag her away. Goodness, based on that, it seems to be of the utmost importance that we keep this plant far away from the Dree. Fortunately, this node seems to constantly be on the verge of starvation, so I highly doubt we will need to contend with any propagations from it. Could it simply be a random mutation? Perhaps even something with the strange propagation habits of the bramble needs to maintain the possibility of evolution. That's possible, though this would be quite a strange mutation. We are yet to see any nodes with significant mutations, and all others at least have genetic code indicating them to be of the same plant. With our current goal of destroying the dangerous node, I cannot help but wonder what will happen when the node dies. I would imagine it would be similar to when the node leading from Shattered Hearth here perished, and it will simply relink to somewhere else. Perhaps, but this area already had an additional entrance in the nursery. What if the area the dangerous node leads to does not have any other entrances? Will the area itself die and be cut off? A fair point. I suppose we shall see. Perhaps the pocket dimension will collapse entirely, ejecting any objects inside. That would be interesting. I only hope that if that is the case, there isn't anything inside causing the apparent peril. The Dree have found a hazardous node, and at their request, we are to develop a delivery method for the toxin produced by the venomous reject. This should not be difficult in and of itself, but who should we deliver the toxin? We cannot ignore the possibility of the bramble reacting in some violent manner. I'm still hesitant to destroy this node. Its behavior sounds unique. We all are, but if the Dree believe it to be a significant threat, then I am inclined to be rid of it. Time to murder plant? But how? Also, what node? Am I inside the bad node? Like, is this the toxin? Or is the node I'm standing on the bad node? Apparently it leads somewhere else. Let's lead the ship along. Think plant 1? Which plant? The bad one? I think so, yeah. Considering it's still here. Okay, though, that tunnel is the nursery. Made impassable by several fish, the dense fog of the area makes it impossible to drift through. Was I not intended to get through the way I did? Explore here. But how? I'm afraid to jump in the water. What if it's like ghost matter and it just like eats me alive in seconds? I also didn't see anything in any of the pools anyway. So I don't think there's any reason to jump in the water. I mean, I guess you're right, I am in a suit. And ghost matter is interesting. So it is plausible that I would survive. Well, you know, I'm not ready to jump in. Let me find a shallower bit. Okay. I can enter just fine. But I don't think there's anything of note in any of these. Let's see. Keeping my scout there as a reference to where on the planet I'm looking, since I don't get the little globe indicator when I'm in my ship. Which I know I can get in here safely now, so I could just explore on foot, but I'm just gonna fly around. I think I've checked all of the big pools though. They're all just empty. Okay, the way the light reflected off the wall there made it look like a little recorder. Unless there's like something hidden in like one of these little tiny pools, but that would be mean. Also, how do you kill a bramble node? What? That's not where the scout went. Yeah, I'm in agreement. It came right back. That's so weird. I didn't notice that the first time. When I shoot out the scout, it like spits it back out at me. It says this node leads elsewhere though, and that the nursery is just one path to it. Again, let's just spit it back out. Exits take me out of the back into the nursery. Certainly seems like it. Is there an exit like over here where it's kind of buried into the wall? Let's see if this corresponds accurately, or if I'm just gonna go back out. Doesn't seem like I can get on the other side. I can't shoot my scout at any of them because it just spits it back. Yeah, no, every hole is leading me out here. But what else is there to see in here? And was I intended to get here in a different manner than just slow boosting? Fine. Ew, flying in with this camera is weird. Ugh, not a fan of landing cam. But I'll take the planet by foot. Oh, Mickey, you were asking if I'm still timed while I'm in here, huh? Here's your answer. There's nothing here. I don't get it. Maybe at the pole? Didn't seem to be anything significant at the pole. What about the other pole? Also nothing significant here. Weird. I'm not sure what to make of this place. Hold on, wait. Can I get a look over there before I get kicked out? I see this disconnected piece of vine. I was wondering if it was like open. Like the one by Feldspar that you can go into. The way they keep talking about how... What if you kill a node that only leads to one place? What happens? Is it talking about the node in the nursery leading to here? Or is there a place that this leads to even further that I can't find? Because my brain is too tiny. I like that it keeps putting me back here. That's very nice. Alright. I feel like I've been to all the nodes. No, there's 3 in this room. And there's one inside the main planet, which leads here. There's the little one that leads to the translation lab that I don't know how to get to without dying. And then there's the nursery, which leads to this place. Which looks like you could get through it, but it's just pools of liquid. So there's another node here to investigate. I could try bringing the crystal to the concert hall and seeing if ringing a bell next to it does anything. But I think I'll investigate the other node that I haven't been in yet. But that'll be for next time because I'm quite tired. It's been fun so far. Been interesting. I like it. These community-made mods have been pretty snazzy. Alright, but I must bed because I'm getting tired and my throat is getting tired. Oh, that's cute. Wait. The title screen changed because I'm inside of Deep Bramble. That's pretty cute. Alright, anyway. Yeah, thanks for coming. I'll have to continue this soon. Comment, are you still around? When's a good day for you? Unless you just want me to continue it whenever. But I'd like you to be able to watch. You don't know yet? Okay. Excuse me. Well, I guess let me know. What you do know? I'm not streaming tomorrow because Ryan kept saying see you Monday, so he better have a plan for tomorrow. Because I could use a day off. And then sometime this week, I want to have Mickey's attention for a day. And I still gotta set up windows, but like, I don't wanna. I just don't want to go through the trouble of setting stuff up. I'm just lazy. It's not like a boo Windows situation, so I don't feel like installing an operating system and setting it up. Just to play one game. But I like the game and I want to play it. God damn it. Plug, thanks. I'm gonna need it. Alright, well, I will go. Thanks again for coming. I'll see y'all. I'll see y'all around, always. But next stream, Tuesday, maybe, Wednesday, I don't know, sometime. Eventually. We'll be here this week. Doing things and stuff. Bye.